So you're married
Still
to
am. You get those sons.
so you're married to a stripper. Okay?
As far as I know.
Let's hold on. Let's walk this
An
through.
exotic dancer.
You're married to an exotic dancer. Okay? But you have a baby with somebody else.
A baby's mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she
That's what we
lives
call it.
in Florida.
No. No, Brandon, the stripper lives in Florida, Key West.
Okay.
She's hot.
So
She was good. She was
So-
at least should say, hey, I'm fucking this guy. So whatever, man. At least she was honest.
thank
Right.
you for the dono. Back again tonight. Just wanting
Just waiting on my
wanting for
liquor delivery. Because you guys are awesome. This Who Kidnapped Your Kids? LOL, stripper named Brandy. Oh my goodness.
That was 2005. Okay, so what you guys want to go to is 1991.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, we want to talk about this. How the fuck did you wind up in a Thai prison?
1991. You know, international drug smuggling.
What?
I was caught at the airport. I made 2 trips successfully. One of them was really stupid. Fuck.
So okay. So 1991 you're
Till
smuggling drugs.
1995.
1991 you're smuggling drugs into Thailand.
No, from there. They had it in a refrigerator that time, a mini refrigerator. And it was going from Bangkok airport to Philippines. And I didn't have to touch it. Like, I just gave them the tickets. The time I got caught, I met the people that were selling it. They handed me this big powder. It looked like flour. And I was used to doing coke, so I did a line. I was out for like 18 hours. I woke up in this house in Southeast Asia going, what? Oh, man. And,
One second. Jennifer, thank you for the $5 there. She
Yeah.
says, they say women scorned is scary, but I fear you, sir. LOL. But yeah, go ahead.
I love Jennifer.
I love Jennifer too.
I've been
She's awesome.
following all this links she sends me.
Okay.
She got me here, really.
So let's go back a little bit. So you were smuggling drugs from Indonesia to Thailand?
No, they were all coming back to the States eventually. The only parts I'd have a hand in were the only time I physically brought it back, which is in a suitcase, was from Philippines to California, then into Chicago. I lived in Chicago, and I made $20,000 in cash. I have a picture of me in a bathtub, and it was all happy crap. 3 months later, I did it again. 3 months later, I did it again and got caught.
So what were you smuggling in?
They said it was diamonds in that, but I knew by the time I met the Thai guy and bought the kilo for $4,000, which is 200 in Chicago, and then they turned that into 10 times. I was like in the airport. I had 940 grams of 92% pure China white. So they'd break that down to 12%, and anyhow. That's those were the facts. I was so lucky that I had under a kilo, and I was transferred back after 4 years. So the time I spent there was very interesting, and there's been a couple books written about it. And I recently got in contact with Andy, and he's living out in Hawaii, and really some great guys. The grass guys. Like, there's a distinction between your people that were trying to do tons of weed.
Was it Colombian or grass?
Ghanaians from the Ono tribe. Named Obo.
Wait, what?
Something fucked up. So right. Okay, check it out. So the DEA comes to talk to me when we're in Thailand, and I tell him the truth. I met the guy with the feather in his fucking hat, and his name was Obo, and I had no fucking idea. So I was able to not snitch, and still not get the DEA pissed off. So that was at least good. And they left me alone. And when I got back, they were
Who's
like,
this motherfucker named Bobo?
So was it
Boko
gra-
Obono.
was it grass or was it white?
Yeah, these guys were straight smack. Real heroin, not fentanyl or whatever they do nowadays. But yeah, this was 92% China white, is what's on my record in Thailand back in 91.
Okay, so you were smuggling heroin into the United States.
Just out of the airport at Bangkok, that's 25-year sentence. So a 25-year sentence.
So
I'm
how
just
did you go
trying
to a Thailand prison, though?
I was at Bangkok airport. I had picked it up in Nothingberry. I had picked it up north of Thailand.
Oh.
North of Bangkok, I mean. There's something called the Golden Triangle,
Right.
and there's tribes, and I know all these people, but like I don't want to know that here. I don't want to start doing that in this life. So yeah, I'm just trying to have it, because when you're in jail, you sit there and you realize, you know what? I made 27 cents per hour if you break down the money I made on this misadventure of not doing it the right way.
Okay.
So
So you got caught, what, the second time you did it?
third time was the charm.
So how did that happen?
The Thais that sold it to me was working with the DEA, and they were paid $4,000. This is all in my court papers, so they were watching me from when I came into the airport. They had all my shit already unpacked from that fridge, and they set it down on me. I was sitting in a chair, and my arms were free. And they said, "What about this? Hold this." So they have a slit bag of my shit, and said, "What about this? What do you guys would do? What would you do if this lighter was that?" I went, and fucking hell, that shit. Ties went nuts. They chained me to the shit. And I mean, I was done. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I met an Australian and an American in the army, and the Austrian that was there for travel checks and could speak Thai, Tom Cartner, and drew these masterpieces of art with a ballpoint pen and coffee grinds. And he wouldn't let the Thai sell me any Rohypnol because I was like, not that I wanted to die, but I must have mentioned it in our heart-to-hearts. So him, myself, and Billy attempted an escape. And it didn't get us killed. It did get us moved from the Bombat, where you're supposed to be for 3 months, to the foreign section, where at the time there were grass smugglers running the coffee shop. And there's a whole book about the payoffs. I'm just now reading. So.
Jennifer with the $2 with the dono. Talk about your YouTube channel. No, I don't want him. I don't want to talk about his YouTube channel just yet. I want him to tell us. I'm so intrigued.
That's on my YouTube channel. I what I'm saying right now. Whole book about the payoffs. I'm just now reading. So.
Jennifer with the $2 with the dono. Talk about your YouTube channel. No, I don't want him. I don't want.
I was like, Jesus, if somebody sees this.
Hey, I do a lot of that too. Don't worry about it. There's a lot of things that I record that I'm just like, holy shit, that needs to go.
Well, now I'm not erasing anything. I erased like 1,000 hours. I was like, oh, I don't know how YouTube works. I was getting greedy once I passed 1,000, and I don't know how I do that, but I won't have anybody on a live stream. I don't understand, but I'm just going to keep on stroking and doing and talking with y'all because it's this.
Dude,
Jennifer.
This is the most incredible thing I've ever heard in my entire life. This is like the movie Blow. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, he landed in
You
it.
allowed to smoke on here?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
guess the joint. Andy knows all those people. Like I don't even. I was in there. I was part of what they call the athletic crew. I'd lift weights. But what these guys didn't know was I was still chasing the dragon and doing drugs. They just thought I wasn't. I didn't know that they were bringing in all the...
In prison?
In prison.
Oh, of course. It's a Thailand prison, dude.
This is building 2. Oh my gosh. So Andy Botts It has the book Nightmare in Bangkok. My librarian went and ordered it for me. Why is it going? And which got me in touch with him. And then he was like, "Oh, there was 3 bestsellers at the airport, and the first one's called Grass, but I looked it up everywhere, couldn't find it. And so he sent me the book. And then his was part 2, and there was some other guy I saw that showed a Thailand excerpt, and that was book 3. But what they should do is like a Jerry Seinfeld. These guys I'd meet every day. Murat was Tunisian, and he'd have these rubies and stuff, and just the deals that'd be going on the side. And keeping it interesting while you were there. Well, I don't know, 25-year sentence, life, death sentence, some of them. So
Hold up. I just realized this is not a members only stream tonight, but I will have to set it as a members only video after we are done. I fucked up. My bad. Go ahead.
So it's
What's
called
the the more the merrier, no?
Right. But yeah.
Go viral, bro. How are we gonna go viral with members only? We got how many members?
Is this the book by Kyum Suk?
Let me
There's
see.
some guy that reviewed it. If you're looking at my channel,
And that is what other share. Let me bring mine down. There we go. I still haven't put it in my stream deck yet.
Stream paused.
Is that the book you're talking about?
I can't see.
Looks like it's got kids standing in a field looking out. There's barbed wire over everything.
Oh, Grass. Yeah, I wouldn't know. It wasn't my book. Is the last name like Hammersmith or something? What's the guy's author? Even people without money, a lot. Enough where you can maintain a habit. Or
You're in this Thai prison, right? Yeah, see, it's not marked as members only. Oh well.
no idea, but let me see if I can get into mine without losing y'all. And
Yeah, see, it's not marked as members only. Oh well. It'll be marked afterwards. Well, while he's looking for that,
here it is.
What's your channel on YouTube?
Harley's dad.
Harley's Dad. All one word.
Okay.
Chapter
so,
1.
So you're in this,
Sparrowhawk something.
you're in this Thai prison, right?
Yeah.
What's it like inside a Thai prison?
Palm thatched huts, a normal routine. It early in the morning, they unlock our cell and we go downstairs to our palm thatched hut and normally light the charcoal to get the water going because you had to boil the water. The embassy would give even people without money a lot, enough where you can maintain a habit or eat like a king. And it was, there was building 1, which had toys, basically, I guess, transvestites. So you could go that route. And one was awful. There's this guy, Paul Joseph, and he got on a king's pardon. He had a stroke. Dude induced a stroke. He wouldn't, whatever, somehow made it. He had a stroke. He wouldn't move the left side of his body. The embassy appointed me to go down and see him. We arranged a deal with the guard, Paitoon, and he would send me an ounce down for $200 while Paul and I were praying. So Paul ended up getting out on a pardon, and everybody thinks that he really had a stroke. But right now he's healthy, 6'4" surfer dude, doing great. And it was just looking for the next adventure. So Paul and I were interviewing one of these Katoys that had the operation. And she told us how much it was, and Paul was just how much, and neither one of us wanted to mess with that. We knew it was a dude, but it sure looked like a chick. But you could even have that. So it was about getting through your sentence. I thought I was going to die or something, so I was just concerned with my surviving.
Is it
And
called
now I'm reading these books. And
is it called Nightmare in Bangkok?
The Andrew Botts, yeah.
Okay.
That's the guy that he'd come on this. He would do
wait.
a thing.
Let's do
He
the.
even said he goes, I don't know how this works, that he'd be on mine. So I've been reading books and I missed my live yesterday, but I was watching YouTube last night past midnight and figured I'll be on this.
So this is the book.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Okay. The first half of the book is about how he was a surfer boy, his family. They had enough money, but he'd go pop trunks from tourists to get his money together. Halfway through the book, he gets into the garden and how life is, exactly the question you asked, what's like in the jail. And it starts at like the garden, maybe it's called, which is also what this Sparrowhawk book talks about. Sparrowhawk was wanted in England, and he had a wife that was out there. He ended up taking over the whole trade, where he was paying from the chief on down, and he didn't even do drugs. He brought him in for the people that do drugs, because he'd have problems if they didn't get their Rohypnols were prescribed by the doctor.
Right.
And in Andy's book, even halfway through this, it'll talk about how he went down to the hospital and we'd all be right behind him with our scripts because he was nice enough to show us what to get. So, yeah, I was prescribed Rohypnols down there. We'd do 2 a.m. to wake up.
Oh,
Walter would
baby.
be like, start
shit.
the engine,
No,
Marky.
That's
Yeah,
my screen. Hold on.
it was
One
fun.
second. Give me a second. That was my screen share that
Great.
just died. There we go. Camera's fucked up. Okay, go ahead.
So it was just surviving. And then when we got back, they would transfer whatever we had, give us hard time, and whatever jail we were at. I was in the same, when Heidi Fleiss was arrested, she was on the 5th floor, we were on the 3rd floor, and the Mexicans would hide the joints with Walter. Walter and I were bunkies. And Walter is featured in this Sparrowhawk book. Walter is a badass surfer California dude who's still alive. Andy saw him, and that should be the real star of the show. So Walter and I transferred back together, and the Mexicans wanted him. What's he going to tell them? No, and get stabbed? So yeah, they didn't search us in the country. And because I hear his logic, he goes like, Marky, sit on that shitter, and if they click that lock before they're the key people. The Mexicans were also the people that locked you in there. He said, if that's unlocked before they come and take this, flush that shit. And so they'd share with us. They'd go to an outer basketball court. It was sort of outer air.
Jennifer,
When
for
Heidi
the $2.
Fleiss-
Hold on 1 second.
Anyhow.
Jennifer, for the $2, were the beds soft or hard? Were they straw, concrete? How was the food?
Blankets sewn together for like $8. You can get a nice mattress. I had an extra thick one, and people would leave. So, and then in our cell, which is about as 4 by 10, with the last 3 feet with a water trough, which is how you'd shower. And we bought toilet paper the first year, but you learn you don't need toilet paper. You douche like the Thais do. It's cleaner. But so you have a nice air conditioned fan cell. And when we'd lock the door, that's when it was time. Like we were finally relaxed. It was like, we can finally unwrap all the packages. Well, I have a story in one of my YouTube shorts where I gave the guard, he asked for one of my candies I'd gotten in a parcel, and 2 of them out of 50 had a gram of hash on them, smashed onto this caramel. And he ate it and was fucked up, and the next morning they're raiding our cell, and they're like, where's the candy? And they saw the empty Raptor, and we were like, what do you mean? And yeah,
Jennifer wants to know if there's any ladyboys there. Any ladyboy guards?
Yeah, that's the one. You missed it.
Ladyboy
We
guards?
interviewed one.
Ladyboy guards?
No, ladyboys are all ladyboys.
The
So I guess
ladyboys
they're
were the
not
guards. Were any of the guards the ladyboys? That's what she wants to know.
Oh, hell no. Oh,
Okay.
hell no. That's your lowest rung on the totem pole. They're below. like they have a whole caste system. So a ladyboy is not. No.
I wouldn't expect a ladyboy to be a guard anyway, because that's not a good
No, they wanna
mixture to be a
please.
guard, you know?
Well, and the whole thing being from the U.S. yesterday in your stream, you're talking about just being born a U.S. citizen. It was like money. Fuck, I got the nicer shit, and they were just wanted to know, man. And I just tell them the truth because I wasn't gonna say that I had money when I didn't. So I said I had less than I did.
Right.
I ended up getting my magazine from my sister. She put $2,000 in between the pages of a magazine. They found 400, but they didn't steal it. They put it on the coffee shop. The rest got through, and I immediately gave it to a Chinese, Lai Sui Boon, God rest his soul. But him and I every morning would have coffee, and I didn't realize, except if you go back in the books, that the Chinese were running the shit. So me with Lai Sui Boon in the morning, that's why no one fucked with me. Except for one Nigerian, and I got a lucky shot in. And it's the same day he was messing with Andy. You'd have to read the book. But yeah, I didn't have to fight. I fought one time. Lucky shot on this huge Nigerian. His cheek popped out. The other guy got pushed and was almost impaled. This Tunisian guy. And it was all over because everyone realized, damn, this dude almost died. So it was over. They were trying to collect money from Pierre Dumoulin, who has connections to the Dumoulin on the Penguins, and whose brother ended up getting caught while we were in there, 2 tons of hash smuggled in the bottom of a container. But that was in Montreal. You know, that's it.
Jesus Christ. All right.
He says, that's it. He was like, yeah, that's it. I am so intrigued with you, sir. You are fascinating. You are a fascinating person.
Just out of nowhere, yeah.
Just
Okay.
so much. Just I thought my brain went